Have you noticed what Caitlin Clark has been doing lately? She did not only sign a contract, she made changes to the endorsement guidelines. Clark's new $13 billion partnership is not only remarkable, but also revolutionary. But at this point, things start to get really intriguing when Clark makes significant modifications. As we examine the drama, you won't believe how some WNBA players react to this possibly game-changing deal, including Wilson's response of adding women's basketball. Keep an eye out. Caitlin Clark basketballs in vivid purple and yellow are the result of Wilson and Hayes' partnership. Fans will receive the Dreamer and Tribute versions in time for the holidays, making them the ideal present. Everyone is discussing this innovative collaboration and the eye-catching advertisements. Wilson's ability to detect brilliance is demonstrated by this $13 billion relationship. But Nike made a mistake. Wilson made a daring and revolutionary decision by seeing Caitlin Clark's potential early on. Let's go back to the time Wilson signed Clark. It was a smart choice. Clark just did something nobody has done since Michael Jordan. Wilson Sporting Goods signed the WNBA star to a multi-year deal. She's the first female athlete to have her own collection with Wilson, and it will be built similar to Jordan's collection in the 1980s that included those signature. Wilson gained a game share with Caitlin Clark by doing something they had only ever done with Michael Jordan. They took a big chance. As soon as the agreement was made public, everyone was discussing it on social media. Wilson had recently brought about a revolution in women's sports. Every athlete to have a signature basketball to Wilson other than Michael freaking Jordan. As Wilson's head of global partnership said, we haven't done a deal of this magnitude since we did one with Michael Jordan 30 to 40 each. At that point, Clark's very first basketball game became accessible. Tens of thousands of basketballs were swiftly gone after that, as it sold out in a matter of minutes. It is a historic event. After Michael Jordan, Caitlin Clark is just the second athlete in history to possess a Wilson basketball. Wilson won't stop there, though. They want to show Clark something they've never seen in her. Her star power, her brilliance on the court, and her capacity to engage with fans and make money. Wilson is placing a large wager on Clark, and thus far, it is paying out quite nicely. After Wilson, I think we all really appreciate what Wilson has done. They seem to be the only business, the only entity that has taken Caitlin Clark at face value for what and who she is and the opportunities that can bring. Fully, completely embraced. They've been great with their marketing. Product drops. I mean, I don't even know how many different basketballs now, but they've made multiple product drops with, limited quantity. I guess you could say they're sold out right away. What does women's sports stand to gain from this significant shift? Businesses' perspectives on female athletes, how they promote to sports fans, and their overall appreciation of women's sports are all changing. Clark is revolutionizing the sports industry not only on the court but also in boardrooms and marketing conferences. Wilson's agreement is only the start. As they get ready to advance, Wilson and Clark will have a big indirect influence on women's sports. Are you prepared to witness what comes next? Recently, Caitlin Clark made a significant move by forming a partnership worth $13 billion. But here's the twist. Instead of entering into a personal contract, she convinced the Midwest's largest supermarket chain, Wilson and Hay, to include women's sports. When Clark lands $13 billion brand collab as WNBA stars, bond with Wilson grows deeper, and that's the cool part, man. Shout out. This isn't your typical business, even though you might think of a chain of stores. This retail giant is focused on Caitlin Clark. Additionally, they are not only printing her name on a cereal box. Instead, they are producing something wholly original and captivating. At this moment, Pi releases exclusive limited edition basketballs, which is when the exciting part begins. Given how much they resemble Clark, guess who's back in the running? The Tribute Wilson and Clark Dreams basketballs are the name given to these basketballs. Outside of the court, Wilson and Hay are creating a sort of super squad. What this is at Hy-Vee is an exclusive, yeah that's right, an exclusive drop of Caitlin Clark's Dreamer and Tribute Wilson basketball. Very cool. Big deal. Good job, Wilson. They probably went and put this together. I mean, maybe Hy-Vee contacted Caitlin Clark first, but it's probably something. But why is this such a major issue? It has to do with how women's sports marketing will develop in the future. This type of partnership is innovative and establishing a new benchmark for female athletes' interactions with large organizations. Remember that they have been there for Caitlin Clark at every turn, demonstrating their dedication to her journey from the beginning. When Caitlin Clark lived in Iowa, you may recall their donation to the Caitlin Clark Foundation. In addition to signing a deal, Clark is contributing to the development of products that tell her narrative. Wilson claims that every ball symbolizes a different phase of Clark's career, from her time at Iowa to her rise to WNBA fame. It makes sense because developing a brand is more important than advertising. Sport Pro ranked her as the 4th most marketable athlete globally. SIV said it's making a donation to the Caitlin Clark Foundation in honor of her record. $35,690 will be donated. In Clark's basketball career, she's scored 3,569 points to beat the old. What are the future ramifications of this? Perhaps other businesses will take similar chances, work together more creatively, and provide greater funding for women's sports. Who knows? Perhaps we won't be shocked by the numbers the next time a female athlete accepts a contract. Instead, we'll be waiting for them. Wilson and VA are waiting for Clark. However, what about Nike? Even though you would think they would be all over this by now, this is where things start to get interesting. It's hard to believe that Clark signed a $28 million deal with Nike, but the sports giant never got in touch with the fans, leaving them to wonder where the shoes, shirts, and major marketing campaign had vanished to. The fact that Clark is so well liked is no secret. If Nike doesn't capitalize on Clark's star power, they lose out every day in the fast-paced world of sports marketing. Despite the fact that fans are willing to purchase, Nike isn't selling her jerseys, even though sales have increased by 500%, strengthening the partnership she's already built. From basketballs flying off shelves to multi-million-dollar endorsements, TC is at the forefront of athletes. Industry insiders are likewise baffled. They argue that Nike should have started shoe lines, put Clark's image on billboards, and done other things instead of benching her. Her WNBA season has come and gone, and with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlin Clark merchandise, and we for sure as hell have not seen any Caitlin Clark signature shoes. It is mine. According to a new rumor, Nike plans to give A.A. Wilson shoes priority over Caitlin Clark's, although this is not feasible from a marketability standpoint. It is obvious that Caitlin Clark is in ahead of A.A. Wilson. Where is what happened to Caitlin Clark's shoe? This season, sales of jerseys increased by 500%. People, where's the shoe? When Nike gets involved, this is where things start to go crazy. While other businesses are launching exclusive products, Wilson sells out basketballs in a matter of minutes. Like everyone else, Nike recognizes Clark's worth. The shoe, folks, where is it? Paige Becker recently landed her own signature shoe. Frappy shoe, but she got one, and yeah, you're right, vocal, of course, why not? We should be vocal, absolutely. With the exception of Nike, it appears that everyone is currently profiting from the notion that women's sports can generate a substantial amount of revenue, even though Clark is demonstrating this. What's wrong with the most well-known player in women's basketball? Is Nike committing a grave error, or do they possess information that we do not? Sports Nike wants to prioritize A'ja Wilson, and it fears the optics of giving a rookie a signature shoe before an already established star who just won league MVP for the 3rd time. We have talked about this multiple times on my channel. Is A'ja Wilson currently the best player in the WNBA? Yes. Is Caitlin Clark currently the face of the WNBA? Yes. Do I think if A'ja Wilson dropped a shoe and Caitlin Clark dropped a shoe today at the very same time, that Caitlin Clark would outsell A'ja's shoe by 100 times? Yes, I think. Could you picture yourself in the Nike boardroom right now? They have the most attractive basketball player, but they aren't using her. It would be like having a Ferrari in the garage. But the story is not finished yet. Furthermore, perhaps in reaction to Caitlin Clark's amazing new contract, an envious A.A. Wilson revealed a 6-year contract extension with Nike. The announcement hasn't been ignored, though. Many supporters believe this purchase is motivated by jealousy and wonder if it can really compete with Clark's unparalleled marketing strength. Social media is full of commentary. Wilson's accord is being referred to by some of his supporters as fraudulent. The significance of these partnerships in the evolving field of women's basketball is a topic of debate within the WNBA community.